Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Give me the printout of this book. 15th chapter. Whosoever has got given. Yesterday we have seen what is the meaning of the spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is not taking the mala in the hand, doing the asana, doing the pranayam. Or spiritual practice is not doing charity. See friends, we have to go through 3 stages in life. First stage is, this world we take to be real. Now when we take this world to be real, then the spiritual practice is Dharma Shastra. And this Dharma Shastra is spoken of by Patanjali in first 2 aspects of the Ashtanga Yoga, Yama and the Niyama. Yama Niyama is Dharma Shastra, wherein Yama tells us that Ahimsa Satya Asteya Aparigraha Brahmacharya. By this, what is meant is, our interaction with the world should be such that we are not a problem for the world and the world is not a problem for us. See? But we conveniently bypass that. Then the second thing is told is the Niyam Sadhana. Niyam Sadhana is, we are a problem for ourselves. See? So to avoid to be a problem for ourselves, the teacher told us, Shaucha Santosha Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Niyamaha. When these are practiced, then we are qualified for discovery of happiness. And what is the discovery of happiness? Sthira Sukham. Our happiness should not come as an attack of hysteria. See? The steadiness in the happiness. Steadiness means we are at peace with ourselves and therefore we are at peace with the whole world. After that is done, then we are told the pranayam. Pranayam is, now we start, something wrong with your mic. It is making noise. So, pranayam is, we are trying to balance our life force. Bhagavan Krishna says, Nasabhyantara charinau. Our life should be perfectly balanced. If it is one-sided, then we will not be able to experience the happiness as it should be. Thereafter comes the pratyahar. Pratyahar is, we are effortlessly able to withdraw from the world and be seated in our sense organs. Meaning what? We are able to see everything, but we do not react to anything. We are able to hear everything, but we are not reacting to anything. So our faculties are functional, they are alive, but they are no more a problem for us. Now at this stage what happens? When we see something, oh it's so beautiful, how much it costs, where it is available, is it available in Lonavla? Immediately we want to know and possess that. So pratyahar is, ahar means to eat. Pratyahar means not to eat. So we come in contact with the world, but the world is no more a burden for us. And thereafter, the real sadhana begins, and that is dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So samadhi is the 8th one. I eat every day, every meal, 8 chapatis. I eat a lot. So every day I was eating 8 chapati. After I eat the 8th one, my stomach is full now. So one day I wanted to become smart. So what I did, I kept 8 chapatis in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I will eat this chapati, my hunger will be gone. So instead of wasting time in eating those 7 chapatis, why not eat the 8th first? And I did that. And the hunger didn't go. This is our meditation. We don't practice yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan. We want to do samadhi. Can there be a better cartoons than this? Friends, on the spiritual path, there are no shortcuts. If you want to have a shortcut, you will be cut short. There are no shortcuts. We have to go steadily. See? And therefore, when we are dealing with the world as real, follow Dharma Shastra. When we take our body to be real, follow yoga. This is first Adi Bhautik area of our life. Then comes Adi Daivik. Our experiences of life fall in the purview of Adi Daivik. Joy, sorrows, gain, loss, friend, enemy, etc. When we are following that, we have to take the support of devotion. So, dharma and yoga at the physical level. Then devotion and invocation of the Kundalini is at the Adi Daivik level, at the level of the experience. So when I want to fulfill my desires, which I cannot, then I invoke God. Oh God, my examination is coming. I have not studied anything. Please see that I pass through the examination. Okay? Devotion. Therefore, on every North India, on every Tuesday during the examination days, there is a huge queue in front of Hanumanji. And everybody goes with a coconut in his hand, you know. And Hanuman is standing there with a gada in his hand. That is our devotion. Or else we want to invoke the powers in us so that we can help others. When this thought comes in our mind, we can help others, we have taken this world to be real. We are still in this world. We have not got out of this world. See. Then the third and the last stage comes Adhyatmik. Adhyatmik is neither the Adi Bhautik, the world and the body, nor Adi Daivik, the devotion or the Kundalini. Adhyatmik means, who am I? Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam. After we graduate from all this, then the inquiry begins. Whose body? Whose mind? Whose good experience? Whose bad experience? Who is this I? When we set up in this inquiry, then we have come little bit above the moha. Gacchanti amudhaha padam avyayam tat. See, we were told nirmana moha, jitasanga dosha, adhyatma nitya, vinivritta kama, dvandve vimukta sukha dukkha sanyehi, gacchanti amudhaha. Amudha. Mudha means what? The spelling of this mudha and muda is the same. The spelling of mood is M-O-O-D. The spelling of mudha is M-O-O-D-H. In our Andhra, they don't say H, they say H. P-H-D. So, mudha means what? The one who is operating under the influence of the mood is mood. You just watch yourself. Things we do. Hey, why don't you study? This is the time for study. I don't have any mood. See? Mood should not rule our life. So, amudhaha, those who are not functioning under the influence of the likes and dislikes are the moods. Such person, amudhaha gacchanti tat avyayam padam, they alone attain that immortal experience of blissful existence. Up to here we have seen yesterday. Now what is that particular place, what we are talking about? Here the teacher brings out that this place what we are talking about is in the 6th verse. He says, "Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhapa paramam mama." Now be very attentive. Every mantra in our scriptures or Bhagavad Gita has these 3 meanings. Every mantra has. One meaning is with the Adi Bhautik. Second is Adi Daivik. And third is Adhyatmik. Now an example will make it clear. Natad bhasayate suryo. Surya is the sun. Now the sun has to be understood at 3 levels. The sun which is hanging in the sky and pouring light and energy on the earth, that is Adi Bhautik sun. It is a gross structure which is hanging in the sky. That sun is Adi Bhautik. Then there are stories. Kunti Mata invoked the Surya mantra and she was blessed with a son called as Karna. Now that god son, because of whom Kunti was blessed with a son, that god son is Adi Daivik. Doesn't belong to our world. Then Adhyatmik is the sun because of whom our eyes are able to function in the various areas. That sun is Adhyatmik sun. Now see, put these 3 things together. Adi Bhautik sun is a medium through which the Adi Daivik sun is expressing as light. And that Adi Daivik sun, when it is expressing through our eyes, it becomes a vision. Therefore, every mantra has got these 3 aspects. Now here the teacher says, what is that immortal state? What is that experience? The teacher says, that experience you cannot talk about. You have to have that. If you can talk about, you are lost. So what is that? That natad bhasayati suryo. Surya is here, we will be taking only Adhyatmik. Rest of the things are okay. Adhyatmik is the eyes. Eyes represent all the sense organs. So the sense organs do not function in that area where our essential nature is. See? Meaning what? Eyes cannot see the self, ears cannot hear the self, nose cannot smell the self, because the self does not have any of the attributes. Therefore, drop your sense organs, first step. Natad bhasayati suryo na pavakaha. Pavaka is Agni, the fire. Fire is the presiding deity of the speech. Speech is the organ of action. Therefore, none of the activities will take us to our essential nature. And na Chandrama, na Shashankaha. Shashanka is the presiding deity of the mind. So, the mind cannot comprehend it. So, put it together. What is an experience when you practice Nirvana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha? Don't try to imagine, oh, I was sitting for meditation, I saw light. But Swamiji, thereafter I never saw light. I don't know what happened. Please tell me. I know what happened. What happened? Your bulb has become fused. Don't get carried away by any experience that comes and goes. That which has never come and that which has never gone is the truth. Whatever may be the experience. Waking comes and goes, dream comes and goes, deep sleep comes and goes, samadhi begins and ends. But in and through all this experience traffic, the road on which this traffic is happening is ever the same. A road doesn't go anywhere. The traffic on the road goes somewhere. Once we are traveling from here to Alandi, a place of Santa Ganeshwar. And it was morning time because I had some other program also. So we started early from here at about 5:30 or so. And by about 6:30 we were in that area. And our driver didn't know the road. So I told him, I said, ask somebody. He said, no, I know. I said, what is the prestige issue in that? If you don't know, ask. What is wrong? No, I know. I said, stop the car. I'll ask. Then one person in the morning was going with a lota for the disposable toilets. So when he was going for the nature's call, we stopped the car. I asked him, hey, excuse me, where this road goes? So he looked at me. Road never goes anywhere. Road remains here only. The truth. How simple it is. And this he said when he was going. So that high pressure did not disturb his wisdom. Road doesn't go anywhere. The traffic on the road goes here and there. Exactly the same way. The traffic of waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi, good and bad experiences, they come and go. We are the same. Whether you want or you don't want, whether you know or you don't know, you are divine. See, my friends, don't have that condemnation. As we should respect others, we should equally respect ourselves. Don't have that funny thing, papoham, papakarmaham, I am most unfortunate. See, people get 3-4 times married, I am not getting even once. Don't have that stupid thing. You are divine. Don't condemn yourself. See? So, natad bhasete suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. Any experience which we gather through the sense organs, body, mind, anything, just drop it. And you come to a point which you cannot drop. That is what you are. Yad gatva nanivartante. Having experience which there is no possibility of forgetting. See, if I ask you, what's your name? I don't remember my name, let me think. No. That experience which is gathered through the mind, there is a possibility of forgetting and there is a necessity of repeating. The infinite that we are cannot be repeated. We are that. See, friends, from that standpoint, function in this world. All your complications will be simplified and life will be lived through us. See, that is what is called as change your standpoint and all the complications of the life become simplified. Our problem is, I want others to change, and this can never happen. See? And their whole life is spent only on that. The day we accept this principle, that this world, what is appearing, is not the real one. It is just coming and going. See? And to stabilize this wisdom, just find out, where is our childhood body? Where is our friend and enemy? Everything has disappeared in time. This will also go. This is not a cul-de-sac. This is not the end of our life. See, friends, but we take our life in a small cocoon and imagine this is the only thing. To get out of your miseries in life, start serving those who are miserable. Then your miseries will become secondary. But our condition is, we get small little thing, immediately goes on Facebook. Last night I did not have sleep. Who cares? See? This is all useless. Get out of that. So, yad gatvan anivartante tad dhamam paramam mama. Thereafter you have no fear of fall. You are established in the truth. Then, after having said this is the spiritual practice. Now the question comes, who is doing the spiritual practice? I am doing, of course. Now here there is a big difference. In Dharma Shastra, in Yoga Shastra, in Sankhya Shastra, in devotion, and Buddhism, Jainism, all other religions, they have one soul per body. And this is unacceptable. This is the principle told here. We are told, I am like, every house has got a householder. Similarly, everybody has got a soul. That is not the purpose. The scriptures want us to change our attitude towards life. Presently our attitude is, everybody is responsible for my miseries. So the scriptures tell, stop blaming the world for your miseries. But then, who is creating miseries for me? You yourself. How? In the last life you behaved wrong, therefore in this life you are like this. Oh, now what should I do? Now behave properly in this life. Otherwise next life you will be more miserable. Now the purpose is not to make us reborn again. One Catholic person from Australia, he asked me this question. Swamiji, it is okay for you people to believe in rebirth and understand, but I don't believe in rebirth. I said, who told you Hindus believe in rebirth? We don't believe in birth. Where is the rebirth? There is no birth. That is only a process of communication. So what is meant is, in the last life we did something, in the next life we will be suffering, in this life we are existing, therefore what is born is the body, what dies is the body, we continue to exist. Then the question comes, if I am someone other than the body, then who am I? Then we are told, you are a soul. And like a dumb we accept, okay, I am a soul. Make a soul curry and enjoy. See friends, find out what the soul is. This is the topic the teacher brings here. So don't get carried away that you are a soul and you will go to hell and heaven. Those who send you to hell and heaven, they have never gone there. How can they send you? So, mamai mausho jivaloke jiva bhutas sanatanaha manashashtanindriyani prakrutistani karshati. Mama eva amshaha. Bhagavan says, my part, infinite cannot have a part. See? Infinite cannot be fractioned. Then we can imagine. Imagination is possible. Like space is infinite. In this infinite space, the relationship between the sun and the earth is the criteria. On this criteria, the space is divided into 10 directions. North, east, west, south, 4 corners, 8, up and down. Now, is the space north holy and south unholy? So what are these directions? They are only imaginary lines. Because infinite cannot be partitioned. Now apply the same principle. Bhagavan says, Mama eva amshaha. I, the infinite, a part of me. So that part is imaginary, not real. Now, to understand this, take this example which I gave you. I to my father is a son. I to my wife is a husband. I to my son is a father. Have I become three? I am one. See? Then how I have become three? Because reference is to the conditioning. See, friends. Because the same reality expressing through the man's body, that pure conscious existence is not masculine. When the same divine consciousness expressing through the female body, it is not a feminine one. When it is expressing through the cobra, it is not a venomous one. When it is expressing through the cow, it is not a holy one. It is the same. Because of these gadgets conditionings, that one is referred as many. So we are all the limited expressions of the unlimited reality. See, friends, so we are life, and life is common. Now to understand this, take these bulbs. There are a dozen of them. Okay. They are 12. But the light in them is common. It is the same electricity. Whether it is expressing through the lamp in front of God, or the same electricity expressing through another lamp which is illuminating a toilet. Will we say, oh, that bulb is lucky one, he is illuminating the temple. And this is unfortunate one, illuminating the toilet. And then questions come. Swamiji, what is the reason this bulb is here and this is in the toilet? See, this must have done lot of meritorious deeds in the last life and therefore it is in the temple. What about it? He was a terrorist. By the time you talk this thing, this bulb becomes fused, temple bulb. Oh, what happened? God likes good things. And the dirt is left here. Now that is true, but how can we do the puja now? There is no light. Okay, remove this bulb and fit it there. Now what happened? Some merit must have surfaced and he has come over here. How many bluffs? See, friends, when the bulb is illuminating the toilet or the temple, does it become unholy or holy? When our eyes are seeing a dirty thing or seeing a flower, are eyes becoming good or bad? See, friends, we are all life, not the soul. But we get lost in that. And therefore, all the time talking about last life, this life, next life. Forget about it. Nobody has experience of birth, nor has the experience of death, nor has the experience of growth. Trust your own direct experience. We don't have experience of birth. Somebody tells, you are born on 30th of February, and we agree. And then we are told, you are born at 9:28. You even don't know what is the time. These are all imaginations. We never have the experience of birth. We don't have the experience of growth. It is the grace of the society when for the first time a girl is addressed, Auntie, what is the time? That auntie becomes horrible. Oh God, don't call me auntie. I am a didi. And for the first time, when an old man is called, Dadaji, waithiye. Don't call me Dadaji before him. I am uncle. Uncle. Buddha. See, friends. The reason being, he or she doesn't have the experience of growth. That is our real nature. So, who is born, who dies? When the bulb becomes fuse, will the light from the bulb go into another light? But we are to no, the yogis, they leave the body from the top hole. And the bhogis leave the body from the bottom hole. Nobody goes nowhere. Everything is happening in me. Nothing happens to me. When a pot breaks, will the pot space come out of that pot in search of another potty? Think. This is what Bhagavan Krishna says, Mamaivansho jiva loki jiva bhutas sanatanaha. So the man has become husband. See. Now, next step. When the wife goes away or dies, what happens to husband? Nothing happens. Because he never existed. See, my friends, Mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha. And since when it is going on, the question is answered by another question. Since how long the mirror is reflecting the things? Always, sanatana. Whenever it is mirror, it has to reflect. But the mirror must be tired, isn't it? So many years old, 1 million year old, so many people must have come and looked and gone. Even now enough, yeah, don't come anymore. No. Mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. And then the story continues. Manashashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Now this consciousness expressing through the limitation of the body start expressing and getting attracted towards the world through the 5 sense organs and the mind. Prakriti sthani karshati, which manashashtani indriyani, 5 sense organs and 6 the mind. Then prakriti sthani karshati. Now he start functioning under the influence of these 5 sense organs and the mind. And then what he does thereafter? Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyut kramati ishvaraha gruhitvaitani sayyatir vayurgandhani vashayat. So whatever body he gets, then in that body he stays. And when he leaves the body, while leaving the body, he carries all these contents of his life with him in the next body, like the air carries the smell when it flows over some good or bad thing. Now, which are those 6 things? Shrotram, Chakshus, Parashanancha, Rasanam, Ghranam, Then through these 5 sense organs, he is now enjoying or suffering the sense object. Manaschayam Vishayanupasevate. So all the experiences are gathered through the sense organs and experienced in the mind. So mind is the seat where good and bad experiences happen. Further, Utkramantam Stitam Vapi Bhunjanam Va Gunanvitam. So this jiva, he lives in this body, then he leaves this body, then he goes another body, and then he is enjoying or suffering. Now the teacher says, Vimudhana Nupashyanti, Pashyanti Jnana Chakshushaha. But the fools do not understand the meaning of these statements. Then Bhagavan says, Pashyanti Jnana Chakshushaha. We all see the sky as blue. But we all know the sky is not blue. After having known that the sky is not blue, when you look at the sky, it continues to be seen as blue. So, Vimudhananu Pashyanti. Now you may say, but I can clearly see the sky is blue. How do you say it is not blue? It is proved, it is a optical illusion. It may be true, but I will tell sky is blue. Vimudha. They are unable to go beyond the limitations of the sense organ and the mind. Therefore, the teacher says, Vimudha nanu pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. Those who are taking this world to be real, those who take good and bad experiences of this life to be real, those who think, I am a miserable soul born in a poor family and a good family, they are moodha. Nanu pashyanti, they will never understand this. Because the purpose is not understood. You must have studied many stories in your school days. There is something they call it a moral of the story. What is the moral of the story? Stories are something. One example I will tell you. How Vimudha Nanu Pashyanti, this is the topic. I was explaining in some place, the infinite cannot be even conceived by a person who is lost in the finite. This was the theme. So to tell, I told this story. Once it so happened, one fish from the sea happened to go in a well. And when he went to the well, there was a frog in the well. And the frog asked, hey, where are you from? Frog must be Indian. First question, where are you from? So the fish said, I am from sea. What is sea? Sea is a collection of water. Oh, collection of water. How much water? Now frog has never come out of the well. So with his small hand, this much water? The fish doesn't have the neck. So with the tail he said, no. Then the frog said, this much water? Small little hands? No, more than that. This much water? Again, no, Baba, not. Finally, that frog became angry. He took a leap within the well's waters. This much? The fish said, no. Then the height of anger in that frog, he jumped from wall to wall, diagonally. This much? Out of sarcasm. Fish was cool, no. Then how much? They come with me. They went to the sea. And when they went to sea, now the fish is asking, how much is the water, you tell me? So the frog became silent. Now, what is the moral of the story? That a Kupamanduk, a frog living in the well, can never even imagine about the ocean. In the same manner, we are leading a disgusting life of me, my wife, my children, Hare Ram, 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 Ram. Come out of it. Whole life is spent only in that, useless. Break these barriers. Then only the truth is realized. See? So when this story I told, one elderly person very sincerely sitting in the front, he asked me, Swamiji, I got a question. I said, elderly man, you can't brush them out. Youngsters have brushed them out. So I said, yes, uncle, what is the question? Question is, how did the fish go to the well? So I told him, by Kingfisher Airline. See, friends, what is the moral of the story? He has not understood. And his worry was how the fish has gone to the well. Exactly the same way. The moral of the story is you are a continuous, unbroken, unborn, undying, unchanging, eternal presence. That is the moral of the story. That is not understood. And then, no, last life, this life, next life, going to hell, going to heaven. Forget about all that. Hold on to yourself. Nothing can touch you. See? Why this hell and heaven is in every religion? Because masses, crowds can be controlled only by two remote controls. One is guilt and second is fear. If you don't carry the burden of guilt and fear, you are the king in this world. See, friends, therefore, Here the teacher says, yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatantaha api akrutatmanaha. Now there are yogis who are putting lot of efforts, controlling everything, the prana, the mind and everything. And yet those who are api akrutatmanaha, if their mind is not pure, see, they may put efforts, they may gather a lot of siddhis, they may be able to attract the people, they may be able to do a lot of charitable work in the world, yet they are still living in this relative world. See, my friends, therefore this soul that we are making ourselves miserable, what is the meaning of I is to be understood. See? But when this is not understood by the masses, then I am a Hindu, I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, I am a Jew. See, we are all human beings. We are all life. That is forgotten. And the non-essentials become important for us. Like the law of gravity was disclosed by Newton. Newton was the Britisher. I am Indian. I don't believe in his law. So I go on the 10th floor and peep outside. I don't believe in law of gravity. Scientific truths are not belonging to any person, any community. They are universal. See, friends, unless we break these barriers of limited existence, the problems will continue to be there and we will make our life more complicated. The complications in our life are only because of this. We are taking this relative world to be real. Remember, one only purpose that we are in this world, we are a source of happiness to ourselves and to the whole world. That is the only purpose we are here. Everything else can wait. And this can happen only when you are discovered that you are the source of happiness. Therefore, you will not depend on others. If he is there, I am happy. If she is there, I am happy. If he is there, I am miserable. If she is there, I am more miserable. You can never be happy in life. Discover the joy, the source of happiness that you are. It is for this purpose this topic is said. It is not meant that, see, even Bhagwan says Gita, and the Jiva is a part of Paramatma, but little bit brain if we apply, Paramatma is infinite, infinite cannot be fractioned, but you can imagine fractions. Earlier in India, 1 rupee was 64 paisa. Then India became progressive. Now it became 100 paisa, naya paisa. If it becomes more progressive, 1 rupee is equal to 1000 paisa. Is it breaking into pieces? Only imagination. So if we have to imagine, why not imagine? We are divine, try. See? And in this manner, akrutatmanaha, those who have not worked on their mind, they may be erudite scholar, deceiving the world about their knowledge and all that, but they themselves are buried under the influence of this miserable world. See, my friends, therefore, akrutatmanaha, it is here the life becomes complicated. Because life is lived through the mind. And if we don't mind our mind, we don't take care of our mind, we are no more a seeker of truth. See. There are 4 bodies. According to Yoga Shastra, Vedanta says there are 3 bodies, gross, subtle and causal. Yoga Shastra says there are 4 bodies, So one person asked me this question. Swamiji, you people say 3 bodies, yoga says 4 bodies, how many bodies? I said, as many institutions, so many bodies. Governing body, governed body, troubleshooting body. Now what are the various bodies? Be attentive. Our body, which is seen by everybody, is the gross body made out of the grossified 5 elements. Then the second is the subtle body, which is mind dominant, where all experiences happen. Experience do not happen in the body. Experiences happen only in the mind. And experiences of the world are collected by the mind through its channels, the 5 channels, the 5 sense organs. Therefore, world is nothing but only 5 objects. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. If somebody has one sense organ less, suppose somebody is deaf, for him sounds don't exist. Somebody is blind, for him colors and forms don't exist. Somebody is having a blocked nose, for him smells do not exist. So all the worldly experiences are gathered through these sense organs, and experiences are happening in the mind. That is the subtle body. The third is the causal body. Causal body is what is the cause that we consider ourselves to be the experiencer and the experienced is real. The cause is incomplete knowledge. Ignorance is not absence of knowledge. Incomplete knowledge. What is the incompleteness in the knowledge? This body I am, this body I am not. What is the logic? No logic. See, for example, in one jeweler shop, I was invited to inaugurate. We are fit for every job. When somebody dies, we go. When somebody doesn't die, we go. Swamiji, kill this fellow. Blessing. So, I was invited to inaugurate that jeweler shop. After the inauguration was done, then he told me, Swamiji, these are the 2 statues. One is Rama, other is Ravana. Both are made out of gold. Which you will take? He said, I am not going to give you, I just want to ask you. I said, okay. You imagine, I am a Swami, which I will take? He said, you are a Swami, therefore naturally you will take Rama. I said, now listen my question. Which is heavy? Rama and Ravan you keep, I have no problem. I am interested in gold. Exactly the same way. For the Lord, it doesn't matter whether it is a man or woman, animal or bird or plant, Indian or non-Indian, it makes no difference to the life. Life is common. See, one experience I'll tell you about this common factor. There was one young couple somewhere in India. They were Catholics, very close friend of mine. That girl's name was Catherine, and her husband was a taxi driver. They never came for the talks, but were good friends. One day he told me that he used to call me Sadhu Baba. Sadhu Baba, your Catherine has delivered a baby. I said, hey, congratulations. I'll try to come as soon as I can. And then evening, he was standing outside where my lecture was going on. I said, how come he is here today? Then he was in tears. He said, I don't know what to do. She is bleeding profusely and we don't know what to do. I said, give blood. What is simple in that? Call her mother, father, somebody's blood will match. No, that we have done. But they say, according to our religion, we should not give blood to others. I said, that is their own child. No, they refused to give. I said, okay, pray to Lord Jesus that my blood should match with her, okay? I straight away went from there to the hospital. And they took the blood and God's grace it matched. I said, now give her blood. She survived. After about 15 days, I went to her. I said, hey Kathy, bottle is Catholic, liquor is Hindu. Now who are you? See, friends, all the differences are only at the surface level. Go deep, then you come to know whether north, east, west, south, everything is space. Whether human beings or animals, everything is life. When we start living at that life level, then name dveshosti na priyaha. Then neither we love anyone nor we hate anyone. See, when our teeth bite our own tongue, do we hate the teeth? Or when our tongue digs between the teeth and removes the food particles, do we thank the tongue? Thank you, darling, you are always helpful. No. There may be differences, but we don't differentiate on account of the differences. See, friends, this is the only way to make life simplified. The more you start talking differences, your life will become more and more complicated. So, yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatantaha api akrutatmanaha. Therefore, the four bodies are, first is the gross body, subtle body where experiences happen, third is the causal body, the wrong notions about everything, and the fourth is when a seeker is born. Be attentive. A seeker is born when he or she starts working on his or her mind. Friends, our parents have given us this body which is going to die. But the teacher gives us a new birth, and new birth is a seeker is born. And a seeker never dies. He disappears in the sought. That is the fourth body. So we have been living as a gross body in this world. We have been living as a subtle body, enjoying or suffering. We are living as the causal body, ignorant about so many things, carrying the burden of wrong notions. Everything is okay in its own place. Now the fourth body, we have to be reborn as a seeker of truth. And a seeker is born when we start working on our mind. To understand this working on the mind, take a gross example, then we'll understand. We go to work to earn our bread and butter, that is working by the body. We go there, work, put our 8 hours, don't do any work, come back. So that is working by the body. Then we go for yoga, we go to the gym, we go for jogging. That is not earning bread through the body. Then we are working on the body. So two things. Either we are working by the body or we are working on the body. So when we are working on the body, we are taking care of our body. And when we are working by the body, we are earning bread, etc. Now apply the same principle on the mind. We have been only working by the mind. What is working by the mind? All default settings. We see anybody, comments come out, whether somebody asks or doesn't ask. One example I'll give you how the comments come. I don't know if I told you. In Badrinath, we were having a cup of tea outside our place of stay. It was a cold place naturally, bright sun. So with a cup of tea, I was sitting in a chair and there are about a dozen people standing or sitting around. One person from nowhere came, he dashed and said, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. People thought he knows me. So he came and he told his story. See, I got two sons. One is in USA, one is in England. Both are well settled. and they are doing very well. But now I am not having any time, okay, I go, thank you. Now who asked you? This is working by the mind. When it is not required, we keep on giving comments, we keep on giving advice, we keep on taking decisions. No need. That has become our second nature. See? Let our mind be like the mirror. Reflect everything, but react to nothing. And this reacting by the mind has become so natural to us that we cannot keep our mouth shut. See? Mind expresses through the mouth as words. So we say, I should not say, ladies particularly, in India this happens, I should not say, our neighbor's daughter-in-law is better than our daughter-in-law. Now, who told you to say like this? You say, I should not say, and yet you say. So somebody is forcing us to say like that. See, my friends, that is working by the mind. Now start working on the mind. When we work on the body, it is for the health of the body. When you start working on the mind, it is for keeping the mind healthy. Now how to work on the mind? Only two things, not third. First, before you talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question, is it necessary to talk? In 99% cases, you will get an answer from within, there is no need to talk. But our old habits die hard. We have to say something. There is no need. See, work on this. And second working on the mind is stop talking to yourself. I am not giving you any difficult exercise. Stand on the Shirshasana and do the japa holding the mala in your feet and start Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. I am not telling you that. I am not telling you do the tratak. No. I am not telling you to do the halasan or padmasan. Very simple. Wherever you are, in whichever place, just these two things. Start working sincerely. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question. Is it necessary to... Don't ask him, ask to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? You will get an answer, no need. Second thing, try this. Don't talk to yourself. Now, one more point. When you practice this, without efforts, you will merge in the divine. But you will not die, don't worry. See? Two things should be added with the third thing. First, before we talk to others, ask a question whether to talk or not, necessary or not. Your unwanted energy expenditure in the world will be curtailed. Number two, when you stop talking to yourself, your organ of action will be controlled. Third, most important, spend time listening to silence. So don't talk to yourself and listen silence. This we can try in small doses. During the day, 3, 4, 5 times, wherever you are, except while driving the car for the social security. You are in your room, just 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And when you are moving in the world, that time, like when you are sitting for taking food, don't go on talking, that food is so hot, fresh, nice, but we keep on talking, it becomes stale, cold. And that cold food, when you eat, your whole energy and heat of the body is dissipated, only to warming up that food. Finish your food quickly and get out. In this manner, when we will start working on the mind, then that is the fourth body. When this fourth body is discovered, then what happens? Our vision changes. And the change in the vision is the next topic that Bhagavan says in this, we'll see is in the next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.